So I know you've got a striking background. You've come to several striking classes here. You've come to everybody in here's done a little striking.
Andy's the trickster.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, he calls jab and throws hooks.
So a round kick to the body, right? You could zone this round kick and kind of do the same thing we were doing, right? On either one of those takedowns, okay? But coincidentally, kind of unrelated, if I block a body kick in like Thai boxing or kickboxing, it looks like this. You want to point your shin out, boom, like that, okay? Will you kick me in the body up here? Just, boom, good. Now, I'm gonna do the block. I'm actually gonna push you with my hand so you don't go shin on shin with me. That might hurt you, okay? Boom, boom, like that, okay? Now, I'm just illustrating the kick defense for bonus or whatever, but I'm gonna do this on the ground. When you recover guard from underneath side control, you take your knee to your elbow like that. When you prevent someone who is standing, who's just throwing you maybe a hip throw, or has passed your guard with a standing guard pass, you prevent them from putting you in knee on belly in the same way. Here. It's a knee elbow block of them obtaining the position, okay? So, just kind of come in, lead with your hip, drop your knee in, good, come back, try to stand back up, rising, good, okay. Now go ahead and do that again. Boom. I'm just preventing. So there's prevention, that's real early phase. Like you can just prevent somebody. You know what doesn't prevent them? Go ahead and drop in, trying to go that way. Now I expose my back, so he just put his other leg underneath my shoulder and really start working a back take or an arm bar. Okay? Now let's say he gets past this, so you got a little leg, he got in this gap. Go ahead and do that. I worked my elbow to the inside, and then I hip out. Okay? We want to avoid, even like when there's this escape we're doing, we want to avoid exposing our back like that. Again, you can just get hip wrapped and back taken and arm ride. There's a whole game we've been playing off of it. So when he goes to go in here, see that? See how I blocked with just the arm on the inside, and then I can move out and attack. What I noticed with this, like all the escapes we've been doing, somebody either drops their knee on the mat or stands up. Like right there, he was trying to drop in, and I prevented it and he's standing. We've done several escapes against somebody standing up. Like the one single, you can stand up with the single. You drop the knee on the mat, you got the single that way as well. So when he goes to come in, he gets in, come back out. I'm gonna prevent him, come in, here. Okay? Now let's say he starts slipping in, here. I couldn't get my knee to my elbow, but what I'm doing here, now I can start moving back. Okay? So just prevention. We'll do one other prevention, and it's a goal. Okay? So the idea is don't get put in knee mount. That would suck. All right? Let's do it. 1, 2. Lay down. Think about this, right? We seek the correct way to do things, the most correct way. I tell people, like, obviously, when I was a Kimura, when I was a young Kimura, when I was a white belt, I tapped people with Kimuras. I tapped even colored belts with Kimuras. But as I became a blue belt, and a purple belt, and a brown belt, and a black belt for several years, my Kimura got better and better and better. Didn't mean that I didn't tap people when it was, not as good. Think about it like the Shawshank Redemption. I use this analogy a lot. He finds those rocks in the yard and he polishes them into like chess pieces. Like imagine taking a rock from a prison yard and shaping it into a rook or a queen. Man, it's like art to me. Like wow, that's really great, great passage of time. Like cool, it's like leather working, things like that. Like you make something out of it. Right? Take something out of nothing. So with this, I think about this as there's a right and a wrong way to do certain techniques. It doesn't mean the wrong way might not work sometimes for you against certain people, and it's a negative reinforcement way. I can put you in knee on belly from any of the side mount holds. Those are the ones. If you notice someone is putting you in knee on belly from here, after today, I hope you've got them. Okay? It's way better. This would be what I would say is the right way. From this position or this position, the cross bodies. Okay? But if I come here, that's my transition to knee on belly and getting that head back over to this side. If I don't pop up in that way, I'm susceptible. If I pop up with an arm under the head, I see that as a mistake. Okay? But you gotta realize, like, okay, what do people do when they go for knee on belly? Typically, if they want points, they're gonna disconnect their chest, right? Or if they just wanna get a good ride.
Is that to make it a clear transition to get the points, or?
Yeah, like you won't get points through.
Yeah, if
For
you're,
this.
if you're tight like
That's
that.
more like, think about this as, that's more like transitioning to mountain.
Yeah, like the mount transition.
But you can still escape when they're doing that too. The longer I do this, 17 years in, the less I use head arm side mount because I know things like this. Okay, so put me in head arm side mount now. Okay, now just go ahead from here and put me in the elbow. And just get good position. Go ahead and get get the whole base. Yeah, hey, not bad. Go back down. Okay, go ahead and do that again.
Almost.
See,
Looks
yeah.
like you were going for that Kimura.
I know. It does. It traps you like a Kimura. It rolls you over. I've seen this shown before with no context. Oh, hey, you just do this when you got it. No. And then I try that and it doesn't work. You got to have context. When somebody disconnects their chest to move to knee on belly, lay down real quick. That's when you got it.
So when they lift their weight up, that's
Mm-hmm.
your
Precisely. So let me do it once so you get the timing, okay? You feel, I'm coming here, don't react. Hey, I even got into a decent knee on belly from okay? Now, okay, I want you to kind of telephone with your right hand. That's how you're gonna get this, okay? Now, so as I go to trap, that'll kind of udigatami me, straight arm lock. So I go here, yes, right now, makes me roll. And then he's got this arm isolated here. Now, hey, you're also in the correct position to pop up to knee on belly. Okay? So, that's it, guys. Like, when they try and disconnect and take their arm out from under the head, just don't let them do it. Yeah, but bridge back into your neck a little bit, telephone trap that arm, and roll them across your body. Does that make sense? Sure. Let's work on it. 1, 2. Okay, so put me in a good knee on belly.
Focus all your energy on your knee now.
Okay.
All your energy on that knee.
So remember, if he were to slide his knee to my center, look what that gives me. His heel. It's explosive. Like if I want a free leg lock, I'll hold him now. Right? So here, this is good. Okay. Now, I don't want to do this. I want to give him this arm. Remember talking all this time we've been working on this. This is such a good idea, right? But if he does get me here, also, I know you're just being nice to me, but don't sit on my leg like that. It won't, and then bend your knee a little bit more. Yes, good. That's better, okay? And then think, like, you need to be able to go here, up and down, and you need to be able to move here, right? And that too, you need little steps there. It's all small. So it's never like, oh, I'm just holding you. You gotta be able to move, right? Because if I move, he has to follow. That's a core tenet. You gotta be able to hold him, you gotta be able to follow, okay? So here, I wanna be inside, and this elbow is against his knee that's on my belly. And this is belt knocked, okay? Here is what I'm doing that same idea we're talking about the warm up, where I base, I turn that heel out, I invert that knee, I connect, and you go right into that low single if you want. Again, it just kind of forces him, like the response is like, oh, hey, I don't want to sit down, so you stand up, or you drop a knee on the mat. Like people that have been doing this, like that's when we're rolling, there's the two main responses. If you don't get such a clean escape, they sit down, that's what happens, okay? So, you try this now. Okay, so this one we want to protect. I really want that near side arm lock. That's like move number one, right? So here, feel your elbows against my knee. Now connect. Drive with your foot into your hand. Yes. Oh, yes. See, I had to stand up, or that was gonna happen. If that happens, go down, and then pull my leg that way, like that. Yes. Okay, and just you set them down. Okay, so just think like they stood up or dropped a knee to avoid getting set down, and the single leg makes you sit down. Makes you sit down anyway, right? So it's just like what we were doing at the beginning of class here. Hip escape, shrimping, shaky moves, whatever you want to call it. Hip escape, 1, 2.